Hey, how's it going? Good morning. My name is Efren, and this YouTube channel, Modern Sapiens, is purpose is to record my business progress. I have about 50 videos now, give or take, and most of them are about business and what's been going on. Anyway, on my last video, I was super excited because I hired somebody, and I felt like I went to that next level. Unfortunately, I spoke a little too soon because literally the very next morning, the guy called in for the rest of the week. So one of my requirements is reliability and no call-ins in the first 3 days. So I fired him. I didn't fire him right then and there. I had my whole day planned out, doing quotes, doing estimates, just working on other things, working on the business, and that just went to the trash. And I was in the field the rest of the day. And then when I got home around 3 or 4 p.m., that's when my actual day started. So, and then that same day, I had to go to Dallas, three about 3 hours away from where I'm at, and I didn't leave until 8 p.m. Got there around, I don't know, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11:30ish, just to wake up the next day at 6 in the morning to go shadow another business owner. But anyway, I digress. What I'm trying to say is, I hired someone. The next day they called in. I had to fire him. When I reached out to him, he just never responded. Called him, texted him. Not until 3 days later, he's like, "Hey, sorry, I can't text right now. I mean, I can't call right now, but I can text." I'm like, "Bro, just get the fuck out of here." I said, I didn't say that. I wanted to, but instead I said, "Hey, no worries. Just wanted to give you a call, let you know we're letting you go, and we're gonna need them shirts back, the two work shirts." I let him know you can keep them, and I'll just deduct it from your payroll, from your paycheck, or you can return them, and that's it. So he returned them, and here this week he'll get his paycheck for like a day of work. So anyway, that happened, and now this video is about what's next. So actually, let me see something. So now this is what the topic of today's video is what's next. My new hire lasted one day, and so my new hire lasted one day. I did not expect that. We just talked about that. So what did I learn is a good question here, right? What did I learn? Three things that come to mind are going to be that I've been seeing this pattern in myself is I try to get other people's input, try to collaborate. And I think I'm collaborating with people that that's not the way to put it. I'm collaborating on decisions that I need to make by myself. For example, during this new hire, we had top two guys. I was going to go with another guy, not Alan. But after speaking to my team, primarily one of our team leaders, we got around to saying, well, I'm not even going to go that far. I had someone in mind, and it wasn't Alan. The only reason I ended up choosing Alan was because I figured it'd be easier to have someone that speaks Spanish and is bilingual. That was a mistake, and I should have just gone with my gut of my initial decision, and then we can figure it out from there. So that was one thing I learned is not to second guess myself. I think I know what I'm doing, and I don't know. I was, because this is new. Hiring is kind of new. I'm kind of like trying to get other people's opinion, this and that. I need to be like, this is the decision. I know what the fuck I'm doing. And if it's not the right decision, I can figure it out. But it was my decision, so I don't feel as bad. So when I get influenced, on making a decision and then it turns out to be the wrong one, there's no one to blame except me. Even though I want to fucking point fingers because everyone had a fucking opinion, I can negate that by just making a decision that I believe is best. At that point, there's no one to blame. There's no one to be mad at. There's no one to be frustrated with. In fact, it's just with me, and I can deal with that. So, what's one of the main things I learned off the bat? Second is just the hiring process. It was such a big hurdle for me. I can almost say that I've intentionally or unintentionally or subconsciously have delayed this skill set of hiring and building that hiring process up for 8 years. After 8 years is my first hire, and it sounds kind of ridiculous when I say it out loud, but that's been one of my biggest downfalls. And now that I've gone through it one time completely, from building up hiring process to, hold on. Sorry, I just got a phone call. I forgot where I was talking, but I think I was talking about hiring process, and that was been such a delayed skill set that I've learned because of fear or whatever you want to call it. But now that I've gone through a whole cycle of building up the version 1 of hiring, actually hired someone, went through, started the 30-day training process, didn't work out, fired him. Now we're back to square one again. I've done a cycle of that, and it's not that scary anymore. Like yesterday, I was already working on my Indeed post and like, all right, how can we revise this? Where I need to update the pre-qualifying questions. I need to add some requirements and just tighten it up a little bit because obviously there were some holes. So I don't know. I think I'm just excited about it versus scared, which is kind of cool. And then lastly is I learned a lot that my team can just go. They don't need me. Like I'm over here, I pretend this is Alan, right? And I'm like kind of babying him and like, make sure to take care of him and, things go over here. And it's just, you know what, fuck that. These are grown men. My team knows what the fuck they're doing. This guy, he's 30 years old. He knows what the fuck he's doing. If not, he'll listen. Just let it go. Like, be like, here's Alan. Take care of him, train him, show him what's up. And we'll talk at the end of the day. Like, I just need to let it go. Fuck it. If things break, they fucking break. Then I figure it out. But if I'm babying every single decision, every single person, because I don't know, I don't want them to suffer. It's like, we're not going to get anywhere. People need to feel pain. People need to understand that life is not easy. And that's just part of life, of this process. Any job is going to be stressful, painful, frustrating. So why am I trying to protect people from it? Like, that's why I'm kind of developing this insight as I'm speaking. But like, I'm paying them money. You know what I mean? To essentially get some of the frustration out of me off my shoulders, some of the responsibilities, and onto their shoulders. So I'm paying them to do this, and then I'm still trying to like hold on to it. So I'm my own worst enemy. But anyway, those are the 3 things I've learned so far. Is I forgot what number 1 was. 2 is hiring process, and 3 is just letting things go. Stop babying them. Now, real quick, what's next? Well, I kind of touched on that already. So what's next is we're going to redo the process. And instead of it taking me 3 weeks or 30, 40 hours, it's going to take me half that time. The Indeed post is pretty much already set up, ready to go. I'm just going to revise the job description, tighten it up, and then we're going to go through the whole process again. So they're going to apply. Danny, our admin, is going to reach out to them and schedule phone interviews in 30-minute blocks. And instead of waiting for the end of the week to schedule a field interview, if I like you right then and there, I'm going to schedule you for the next day or for the same week to go work with us for a couple hours. I'm not going to wait. So that's one tweak. And we're just going to do that. And my guess is by this week or next week, we'll have someone that I like, and we'll do this again. Hopefully they'll last 2 days instead of one. Just kidding. But I mean, maybe that's the case. Maybe they double each time. So 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16, 16 to 30. That's about like my fifth person. I'll get someone that stays for a month. But anyway, each time I'm going to be learning. So I can't wait to see what happens on the next one, on version 3. But right now we're going to tighten up and complete version 2. So anyway, that's that. I just wanted to talk about an update because I was so excited on my last video, and it was so ironic because at the very next morning, 12 hours later, 10 hours later, it all fell apart. So anyway, bye.